You know, long after they move out of the house, Dad takes me and Mom down there to go look at it. And now, if this wasn't creepy enough, we did see a cat coming up the driveway. I'm not sure if it was the cat, but it was a cat. You know, Dad was like, well, I think it's this house. And Mom's like, me and Mom are more on the clairvoyant side where you can feel things. And Mom was like, no, it's that house. And her abilities were slightly stronger than mine at the time. I still think they're stronger. I'm getting stronger, but, you know, we're looking at this house, and the energy was just so bad. It was very thick. It was very stagnant. It was hard to breathe. I could feel my chest getting tight, and I was like, you know, maybe we shouldn't be here. So we're driving by, and there's these two windows, these creepy looking windows on the side. And I see, plain as day, these two men standing here. They look exactly the same. They look like twins. They're both wearing suits and fedoras. But here's the thing. They were all, like, in black and white. Like, they just come out of a black and white photo. And they were smirking at me with these evil smirks. And I was like, okay, they're definitely not really here. They're not alive. So we go to the back, like, where the bedroom is. And there's this, like, the house wasn't even, nobody was living in it. Okay, it was up on the market. And there's another one of those guys back there with the fedora. He takes the fedora off and then smirks at me again and disappears. And there was like a blue light glowing back there, you know? And it was white at first, and it was blue, then it turned bright red. And then this, I don't want to quite say it was a stick figure, but it was similar to, it was like a stick figure made of lightning. It was like bright red, it had a square head, then it was just like lightning arms and then a lightning tail. So it comes at me, and it grows these like lightning claws from its lightning arms, and it says, and I hear it go in this deep voice, and then I feel myself be shoved. Yeah, at this point I start yelling at Dad, go, go, go! So Dad hits the gas. I had a fedora on. I take off my fedora because we went to a party, and I had a butterfly clip on it, and that broke off. It was completely broken in half. And the scariest thing is when we asked Mom what she saw, Mom saw something completely different. Like, Dad also saw the guys in the window. Mom saw something completely different than what we saw. She saw these beings that she said were not human. They were tied to chairs and blindfolded and gagged. And she saw them being tortured to death. So we, go back to the house again during the day, and, you know, the energy's still thick, but not as bad. And, the whole house, like, I've noticed at this point, because my abilities have gotten stronger by then, that I can feel everything. Like, the whole neighborhood is bad. You know, we end up going home that night, and Dad started acting strange. You know, we went from joking around to all of a sudden he was screaming at me, cussing at me, low blows were being yelled at me. I was getting threatened with physical violence. So we both go. I go to my room. He goes outside, and then he comes back in, and he's like, that wasn't me. I don't know what happened. And I'm like, I know it wasn't you. I could feel it wasn't you. And I said, listen, I don't think we should go back to that house anymore. And Dad's like, I agree. I'm like, I don't think we should ever go back to that neighborhood either. Dad's like, I agree. We're not going back there ever again.